Hey, it's Jen. I have a soul gripping fear, and that fear is that I am going to grow old or older than I already am and find out that I got good at the wrong thing. Now, here's what I mean when I say that. I have gotten good at many things when it comes to my life, when it comes to business. I've spent 29 years in business getting good at a host of different things. But what I've come to find out is that as I come into this new season, I'm calling it, of life, that I am terrified that the thing that I want most in terms of getting good at a thing is coaching and mentoring people, and that I may spend the rest of my career, whatever that looks like for me, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, not having gotten good at that thing. And the reason for that is because I, more than anything at this point in my career, I have a certain level of financial stability that I've acquired and accumulated. And I want to, and this sounds really cheesy, but I want most in my life to give back. And what giving back looks like to me is leaving people and things better than I found them. And so, an example of how I've done that more recently in my personal life is my partner and I bought a 10-acre farm. The only animals we have on the farm right now are chickens, and I am fantastically behind in getting the garden in. But I want to leave this 10 acres, this beautiful 10 acres that you see here. It surrounds the whole property here, and the barns and the structures. I love this place that I live. This is a place that I'm from. This is a place that my ancestors, my people immigrated to from Germany in the late 1800s. And I, more than anything, want to see this land and this place left better than I found it. I do this in my career as well with people that I work with currently and that I've worked with over the years and that I've also worked as part of my teams. I'm very much a servant leader. And more than anything, I want to see people grow and succeed and self actualize and use work as a mechanism to do that. And I'm just wholeheartedly crushed inside when I see people that don't do that. And I've been crushed inside myself. I've actually crushed myself in not doing that myself for myself in my career. And those have been the hardest times for me, both in my personal life and then just also like just darkness, depression, shadow has come over me and affected me because I haven't had the opportunity to do that at the level that I felt like I needed to. And I know that you probably feel this too. Like, it doesn't matter what age you are, at some point you just get to a place where you really genuinely you want to give back to your community, your environment, to folks that you want to see them grow, you want to see them develop, you want to see them use businessmen as a mechanism for fulfillment, for self-actualization, or it could be poetry, or it could be a thousand things, quite frankly. um, I think AI is one of those things that's developing too as a mechanism to help guide people along a more fulfilled path. Ironically, because it also seems to be the thing if you keep up with the news headlines that seems to be terrorizing people at the same time. But it's a tool, and like any other tool, right? It can be used for good or for evil, and that's what we'll have to figure out as a society. But coming back to the topic at hand, I really firmly am scared half to death that if I don't take this opportunity in front of me right now to pivot from coaching and mentoring within a corporate framework, if you will, to being able to do this in a less corporate framework or a non-corporate framework, in a more of a business to consumer type framework, that my ability to help and just guide and mentor folks at the level that would be most fulfilling for me and kind of really help me leave bits of myself behind, even if it's in someone else's psyche. Like I have no desire to have my name on buildings and things of that nature. I'm concerned most about this mental health crisis that we're in as a civilization right now, and how terrible people feel in the work that they're doing and the grind that they feel and the lack of monetary just gaps that they have within their life. And all of these problems are solvable. Like, mental health is a problem, but it's a very solvable problem, and it can be solved in a variety of ways. And I do feel like better aligning yourself, because we all want to work. That's like part and parcel to this. Like, we all want to work. Every last human on the planet wants to do meaningful work. I really truly believe that at heart, but some of us get forced into circumstances where it we adopt unhealthy mindsets in terms of easy come, easy go, or I'm not really hurting that person if I take this thing because they've got so much, right? There's a variety of ways that we can look at that becomes unhealthy. But all of us really, at the end of the day, we want to contribute in a healthy way to our friends, to our family, to our loved ones, I think to the communities as a whole, but we're just wrapped around the axle on how best to do this. And that's why I say I'm terribly frightened for myself, and also for you, that as a result of not doing this thing that's been burning a hole in you, like the muse is calling you're being called to start this business, to start coaching, to start mentoring, to start consulting. And it doesn't matter what that's in, you're wanting to do that from a place of wholehearted goodness. I believe this in you. I believe this about you. And I don't want to see you get to your 70s, 80s, 90s and have felt that you spent all of this time working on the wrong thing. I don't want to see that for you. So if you feel this calling to do a different type of work, if you feel this calling to entrepreneurship, I want you to follow that, to listen to it, to just trust your inner wisdom, that that is actually the thing that you should be doing. Now, that doesn't mean burn the bridges, right? I've talked about this before. That doesn't mean burn the bridges, burn the ships, quit your job, put yourself or your family in financial peril perhaps as a result of doing that. But I want you to start taking the steps towards figuring out your vision, your mission, your ideal customer profile, and then putting together marketing plans and then executing on those plans so that you can start to effectively market yourself. And then at some point that marketing starts to translate into sales for yourself, so that you can actualize into this thing that you keep thinking about, that you keep dreaming about, and you won't get to a future state in which you regret not having tried that or having taken those steps, cuz I guarantee you it will only be a failure if you choose it to be, if you give up on it. And if you give up on it, then that means it wasn't that important, that you got into it and you realized that wasn't the thing. And that's okay too. But take the steps, just like I'm taking the steps, rather ineloquently, quite frankly. And they're ipsy pipsy some days, like I just taking small steps every day. But I know at a minimum that the one thing that I have to do to help me take one more step towards where I want to go with my coaching business is to shoot a YouTube video. If nothing else, that's just the one thing. That's the one thing I can do that will help this future state come into clearer focus for me. And so I beg you, I implore you to also consider just starting. Shoot the YouTube video, write the post, work to better refine your vision, your mission, and your ideal customer profile. And on Wednesday, I will actually get into more specifics around how to do that, how to do that in a very time effective manner. But that is going to take some self reflection. So take the time, journal, think about it, talk about it, however you best like sort through ideas and opinions, but take the time. Do not continue to be brought down by this shadow specter that's out there of failure, of fear, of all of these emotions, because there is joy in this. There will be joy in this. In the last 9 days that I've been committed to creating and posting content, I have found a new level of joy within myself for the process of creating this content and talking to folks that I've talked to now in school, in various communities in school, not just one community, but a variety of different communities in school, on my YouTube channel. And all I'm focusing on right now is YouTube, and then kind of doubling down on trying to talk to people more who are going through the same process that I'm going through, and perhaps having the same struggles that I'm having, to both better understand what's going on within myself and also better understand just in general, like what are the different fears and concerns and apprehensions and also joyful moments that we have as part of this process, because this is a marathon. This isn't a sprint. If you'd like to talk to me directly, I would love to talk to you. Comment below or come find me in my school community. The link is in the description.